Sup everybody, Peepo again. Yeah, you might be wondering why I'm wearing this helmet. Well, there's actually a pretty good reason for that. This is my old CPX, back before the CPXR, the Pro 7, all the fancy new helmets came out. This was pretty much the mainstay after some not so comfortable helmets that I've had on my head. But so the reason why I have this old CPX, which is actually my helmet from high school, is exactly that. My high school years were the last time that I ever had a rocket pocket, like a legit rocket pocket of my own. I came into possession of it through a trade with a friend, and I had it for a little bit, and then the head broke, and at the time I had no idea how to transfer pockets. I had just gotten into stringing traditional, so I had no idea what the heck I was doing. And I ended up throwing it away, and it was probably the biggest mistake of my life. But the reason beyond the reasons is because I got this in. A rocket pocket dyed and strung from Rocket Pocket Lacrosse. Now, for those people that are usually confused by what a rocket pocket is, before I get into any of that, it is rock it pocket, not rocket edited. Not that. It's like, I'm gonna rock it. No? Okay. I guess I'm too old. But so I got this because I can string one, but I wanted a real one. I wanted an authentic rocket pocket. I know exactly how to string one. I know I've done the tutorials and stuff on how to do most of the pocket. Not all of it, because I respect them too much to give away the entire pocket in that manner. So I wanted to get a real one just because the last time I had it, it was perfect. It's kind of what inspired me to get a little bit more into traditionals earlier on in my stringing career, or as what we used to call it, being a stick guru or a stick doctor. But so I ended up getting this, and I wanted it. I usually don't get dyed heads. I don't really like dyed heads for some reason. It's one solid color and then I'm done. And then the stringing can be all the colors. But I decided this time around that I was going to get a sweet dyed head. And I've always liked Rocket Pocket's really, really clean dyes. This is actually called their Blaze Camo, and it has kind of I want to say kind of a lemon yellow, a very light yellow. It's kind of almost tan, really. You can't really see it too clearly, but it's not white, and then orange, and then black. But so they do this with hot glue. If you guys don't know the hot glue process, there's probably tons and tons of videos about it. It's not the easiest way to dye. It's rather difficult to get the hot glue off without damaging the head if you don't know how to do it properly. But Rocket Pocket has always been very, very true, deep colors with their dyes, and I've always been impressed, and I decided to just go the extra mile for my own personal Christmas present to myself and get a Rocket Pocket, an authentic one, and dye it up. And I ended up going with this because obviously camo, army, so on and so forth. And then I just kept it simple, just black and white. Very simple. Kind of getting into the head itself, it is a Burn X. This is actually my main weapon of choice. I have 3 burns now, and I have Candy here, which has a regular traditional, and then I have Charisse over there in the corner, who is strung up with mesh. But Burn X is one of my favorite heads of the modern game, and I decided to throw an authentic rocket in it because I know this head, I know it pretty well, I know that it performs really well with pretty much anything that I put into it, and I figured since I love the head so much that I was going to get the Rocket Pocket in it. Now, the dye it's very clean, like I said before, and I don't really see any imperfections. I mean, they do very large, I guess you could say, globs with the hot glue, and it works out. It looks legit. It doesn't just look like blobs of stuff. It kind of looks like camo to me, and how the camera is making it look. So dye on point. Colors are real rich. There's no real mishaps or mistakes anywhere. So definitely an A+ in my book for Rocket Pocket's dye crew. I know they do a bunch of different crazy speckle and stuff like that. They don't really go into super custom crazy stuff like Lacrosse Unlimited does, but I've seen very clean, very vibrant dyes from Rocket Pocket, so they know what they're doing over there when it comes to that, when it comes to what they do. The Pocket is very, very solid. I went with black leathers, and their leathers are pre-stretched. They stretch them, I want to say, a little excessively. I don't know if they actually use like goalie length leathers or not, but the leathers that they use are very top quality. I don't know if they're specifically Gimalax or they get it from an actual leather company or anything like that, but I do know that is very good quality leather. I don't know if it's chromed or anything like that. I don't know if they put it through if they got that sort of processed leathers. But I do know that they put them through the ringer. They specifically choose 2 top hand-picked leathers for your center one so that it doesn't give out on you. So the time and detail that they put into finding the materials that they put into the Pocket just goes to show you how much work they actually put into this. I'm not sure of the manpower that they have at Rocket Pocket, but the weight wasn't long. The stringing is very solid. All the knots, at least to me, seem to be in the spots that I would really put them for this sort of pocket. And the knots don't shift or anything. They actually do some very, a little bit unorthodox in comparison to what's somebody like me or really anybody that you see nowadays, what they would necessarily put as a knot. They add in a little bit of extra here and there. And then they do something that most people don't do. They put just a lace that's rolled on the back side of the leather, so like you can't really see it on the front side. And then they have 3 shooting nylons, very thick nylons. And that's another thing. They use very thick nylons for the sidewall, which is good because you want the pocket to last. You don't want it falling apart on you. And again, it just goes into the detail that they put into this pocket. The main reason behind them using the thick single nylon on their sidewalls nowadays is there was this issue. I want to say it was at the Denver games when the World Championships were or the World Games were in Denver, and I believe Flip posted something about it. I read it when it happened. It's been a minute. I didn't look it up again to be fresh about the info, but there was an altercation with some officials where they came up and basically, if you read it and you kind of know about stringing, these officials basically bashed the method at which they were doing it. And that method is actually what I did in this pocket, my own personal Rocket pocket that I did myself. And in this Epic Hawk, which is a very good combo if you're going to get a Rocket Pocket from Rocket. And but the thing is, how I did the sidewall here, where it's actually the string going up the head and then coming back down, wrapping around itself in a certain way. That's how Rocket Pocket used to do it. And there was a big issue about it, about how it's not legal, blah, 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 because if you're using a mesh pocket, you're not supposed to have more than 2 nylons going as your sidewall, or more than 1 sidewall string. That's at least what the most recent rule that I've seen as a coach, and I guess that was the issue, and so they came in and just said, screw it, we're going to put in super thick nylons as our sidewalls now. I feel that kind of takes away from the originality that Rocket Pocket established as their pocket. And I'm a little upset about that. Not in the sense that I'm upset that I got the pocket as it is. I'm just upset in the history. Rocket Pocket's older than I am. It's almost 30 years old. And, I mean, a company that's lasted 30 years in this sort of industry and community, that blows my mind. That somebody would try and change something that's stood the test of time. It's been within all the regulations, the shooting regulations, the shooters, the stringing and everything, and just because 2 people, 3 people or whatever came up and made a huge deal about nothing, you had to change basically history. So that's what kind of gets me off. But enough about my rant. Get back into the pocket real quick for you guys. So what they do is you choose your colors, your actual outside strings, these white ones here, you don't get to choose the color for that. That's more or less okay with me. That doesn't really cause any problem for me. You choose your center track, your leather colors, your shooter colors, and I don't believe you choose your sidewalls. And then you don't get to choose the color of your lace. They only use, I believe it's actual hockey laces for this, not the regular shooting laces that you get from like Gemalax or anything. I believe these are legitimate hockey laces because they're really thick, they're really soft. They're probably the best shooting laces that I've ever had in my possession. But so the colors you can get pretty creative with this, and the pocket's just all around solid. I went with a classic one. I didn't go with the dog or any of the other crazy ones. They have some pretty funny and crazy names for their pockets. But the original one is kind of just a mid pocket that kind of shifts low a little bit, shifts high a little bit. Basically what I want in a pocket. And plus that's what I originally had, was a classic. I didn't want to go outside of my comfort zone in the sense of something that I'm already used to, for something that I just got out of mostly to be sentimental. And I will be using this. It actually has a little bit more whip. I might add in the extra shooting lace that I asked for, which actually costs you, I believe, an extra $1 or $2, but something to think about when you're choosing your options and whatnot. I was a little confused about their selection, and then I just went through and actually really read what they were talking about, and then it was actually very easy to navigate their website. I was really happy about that. They keep it simple, they keep it to the point. There's no flashy stuff. It's just pocket head. That's it. Nothing crazy or anything like that. And it didn't take them very long to do it. I ordered it before Christmas, a decent amount of time before Christmas, to where it was before any of the actual order rushes or anything like that, where you would have to get like overnights and stuff for your Christmas present. No, I ordered it pretty early on, and it shipped out pretty quick. They notified me when it was shipped, so no communication errors. I figured that it would take maybe 1 to 2 weeks to get it all processed, do the dye, and then do the stringing, and then do their treatment process, because they actually wet the pocket. And the pocket is actually weatherproof. It's more weather resistant than weatherproof, but it can take it. I ran it under a sink and whatnot, and took it to the wall, and it worked perfectly fine. The same way that it worked before I wet it. So whatever their actual process is, they do an amazing job with it. I really enjoy, just aesthetically and everything all around, I really enjoyed getting this for myself. One of the main things that I really love about this pocket is the top coil. Probably the hardest part of the entire pocket, at least in my learning experience. And then you get into your bottom saddle. I'm not really going to show you that detailed, because that's one part that I did not do in my tutorial, and I'm going to leave it that way. You guys don't get to see that. But so I really like how they do their leathers. I'm not really going to show you guys that either, but Just out of respect. If you think that I'm doing it because I'm stingy or anything like that, it's not. It's because I'm not going to show off somebody else's thing in that manner to where everybody can do it, because then it won't be theirs. I know, yeah, I got one because even though I can string one, but it's the moral value behind it all, guys, and that's why I didn't finish the tutorial or anything like that. The main difference, kind of move on a little bit more, the main difference between this and your regular traditional is actually pretty simple. This is still asymmetrical, but because of how it's made and whatnot, it's more symmetrical than, say, this one is. So it goes back and forth down the middle in such a way that it's very smooth and whatnot. It's obviously asymmetrical because it's zigzag, and then this one is zigzag down the middle too. But because of how the leathers are set up, as you can see, the leathers are actually going almost right with this sidewall. And then you just have your main pocket here, and so it can really cradle real hard. And then you have this one where the leathers are actually kind of more deep on the sides, so that it actually retains the ball a little bit more. You can feel it on those leathers. There's not so much of a real heavy cradle, but that's the main difference. But also you can do all sorts of things with this pocket. And before I keep rambling on and on and on and on, if you guys really want a true pocket, true piece of history, other than getting a hold of a wooden stick made by the actual Native American tribes, the Iroquois and so on, besides going that far as getting a piece of history, think about getting a rocket pocket. Even if you don't want to send in your head, they do sell heads, and it's a very simple process. The thing is, this entire thing right here, head and pocket, I ended up paying right around $200 for, and I'm okay with that. Honestly, I'm okay with that because the head was $90, the die was, I believe, $35, $40 by itself, and then the pocket was $35, $36, and then colors added more. The actual colored leathers added, I think it's $1 more per color, and then my extra shooting lace was a extra $2. But if you go bare minimum, you won't really pay more than you really would with a normal traditional with a plain head. So it kind of makes sense. And don't be afraid because of price. It's something worth getting, especially if you want to go for sentimental reasons. And I just have to give it I really have to hand it to Flip for coming up with something so amazing, so original, something to just kind of blow everybody's minds. I really wish I could have been around when this pocket came out and when it was first hitting everybody's hands, just seeing people's amazement with it. That's what I really wish I could have seen. But I'm really happy with this. I'm really happy with Rocket Pocket. I hope I get to meet Flip and the whole crew when I go to the lacrosse convention, which, by the way, and this is gonna, if all you do is follow me on here, you won't see the announcement until later on the Instagram. I'm gonna announce it later, but I'm gonna announce it right here, right now, is that I'm actually going to be going to the lacrosse convention with Jewel Lacrosse paired with Gym Lax. I'll be at their booth. They asked me to come hang out with them, and I'm real excited to meet everybody. It'll be my first time ever at the lacrosse convention, and I'm probably going to bring this with me. I'm more than likely going to put it on my Jewel shaft and bring it with me. I don't know. I don't know if I'll even bring a stick with me, but it's real exciting. I don't really have any words for it. It's just exciting, and I can't wait to see everybody. If you guys are there, come say hi. I'll be walking around. I'll be doing all sorts of announcements left and right, but that's the big thing for me. So thanks for watching, guys. I really hope you got just a little bit of a taste of what the Rocket Pocket really is. And all around, I just love it. Obviously, you can probably see it on my face. I don't really have much words for it, but I'm very satisfied with this purchase. And maybe before I die someday, I'll get another one. If I have a son, I'll probably get him one for his birthday at some point. But it's an amazing thing, and it's an amazing piece of history. Even though it's a brand new thing, it holds a lot of history in it. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. Be sure to share, and heck, just go look at Rocket Pocket. You don't even have to buy anything. Just go look and just take a look at everything. They have Facebook. They have Instagram. They have their own website. They're all over the place. They're always willing to be good people. As far as I know, they are good people. So why not give them a look? So thanks, guys. I'll check you later.